If you're like me, you never leave the house without your camera and never miss a chance for more Explore Tulsa.
More people than ever, just using their phones to take all their pics.
Yeah, but I was so hoping that by 2015 they'd have some kind of camera that you could hook up to your eyes and take pics. Smile, Trish.
Luckily for us, that has not happened yet, in that there are still artists who prefer to use an actual camera to capture life in pic, like those taken by Rhys.
Well, I had what you might call a quarter-life crisis. Sold everything I owned and left the country. I backpacked for 10 months. And I wanted to write about the experience, and I wanted to take pictures to share with my friends and family back home. I didn't really have a specific focus. I had a kind of a timetable. And when I came home, a brand new person really, I looked at the pictures that I had taken, saw that some of them were pretty good, and decided I wanted to take what I'd learned over the last 10 months, turn it on Tulsa, Oklahoma, and share that with the rest of the world. When I think of pictures I've taken that just really sit with me are the ones that I've taken since I've come home. Not long after I came home, my father passed away unexpectedly, and so I found myself, mourning his passing and trying to understand how to express that. And my favorite picture that I've ever taken was on a stretch of Highway 11 up kind of by Pawhuska, which was his hometown. And so I found myself going back and forth a lot, trying to handle business and everything. And it was just a foggy February day. I'd stopped to take a picture of a couple of pump jacks that had just lined the landscape out there, and just took a picture of the road. And it's one of those pictures that I didn't really understand it until I had taken it and looked at it and analyzed it. And it just really represented kind of the unknown I was moving into and the change I was going through, but all seated in this place that held so many memories for me. I take a lot of road trips around northeast Oklahoma. Someone tells me, hey, there's this old bridge that got closed. I'm in the car and I'm gone like the next day. Or somebody mentions, oh, I grew up in this little town that I've never seen. I'll go take a look at it. And so I'll usually have at least one destination, but it's really about the journey to there and then the journey home. I don't like taking the same road home that I took going out where I'm going, so I can just stop in these little places that I might otherwise never see. Route 66 has a big part of that. We're out here at Red Fork right now, and the Marigold sign at 11th and Lewis was kind of my entry into that. But that's really the starting point for me to branch out on Route 66 and to start to say, okay, so Route 66 is big, a lot of people know what that is. What else is here? What else kind of taps into that same kind of American heartland feeling that we have here? So whether it's wandering around and looking at the Art Deco architecture downtown, or it's looking at things like the Tulsa Driller, going out to see the blue whale, just things that say Oklahoma without necessarily having the word. I love old steel bridges, like the old steel truss bridges. There are less and less of them around. And there's one in Avant that crosses Bird Creek that's been closed for about 15-20 years. And it's just this wonderful, peaceful place. And I have so many pictures. So that's one of the only places I have pictures of in all seasons. I've specifically gone out there several times in the last couple of years to capture what this abandoned steel structure looks like with all the overgrown branches going through there and the ivy and everything else. It feels like a place out of time. Well, I want them to think that I'm somebody that'll stop and look at something that maybe they felt was important, but maybe they didn't know anybody else saw it. I had a conversation with somebody the other day that had seen a picture I'd taken of the Poncan Theater up in Ponca City. And we sat and talked for 20 minutes about the theater and the things that it had, the memories she had of it and what it meant to her family. And that's what it's all about for me, is somebody seeing something and saying, I had no idea that somebody else stopped and appreciated that like I do. Oh, it's everything. I used to work 40 plus hours a week at my job in an office, and I still do that to pay the bills. But now I have a passion. I have something that does take my time outside of work, and it's more working to live instead of living to work.